Hello again, this is Robert Veach here. This is my video review of the PlusRoc brand. They're waterproof DC 12 to 24 volt input. It'll convert it to 5 volts at 5 amps, which is very unique because a lot of these only go up to 2 or 3 amps. It's essentially a step-down converter, and it'll allow up to 25 watts on this output at 5 volts. This is excellent for Raspberry Pi 5, Pi 4, mobile phones, any USB-C device that you have that you want to charge. This can be used on a boat, an airplane, car, or in a lab. I'm going to be bringing you down to my lab and do some load testing on it, but I'll do some basic tests right here with a power supply so you can see how it works. So you can see it's a sealed module, has little mounting tabs on there, and there's the specs right on there and the brand, and it is sealed. There's an epoxy resin all the way inside here with the electronics and the wires and everything. So you see it has a real basic design. It's got the input, you got the plus and minus, and you can go down to 8 volts. It'll still convert it as high as 32 volts. They recommend 12 or 24 volts. So if you have a 12 volt battery system in your car, your boat, plane, this will work. If you have 24 volts, this will work also. We're going to be testing it in the average, which is 18 volts, and look at the capacity and so forth. So you see it's got your output connector, which is your USB port right there. So let's power this up and let's do some basic tests showing you how it works. Here I've got a variable power supply, and I've got it set to 18 volts as you see, and I have it connected plus and minus. And the first thing you notice is you don't see any current because it's very efficient. It's only going to start drawing when you connect it up to something. And that's a good thing, so that you will be really conservative with your battery power. So let's just take a look right here. Let's try it on a couple different things. Here is a Pixel 6. I'm going to plug it into the USB-C, and you hear the phone come on. It starts quick charging it right there, the display. You'll notice that when I did that on the display right here, you could see that's 18 volts, 0.320 amps, 5.5 watts. So that's what's going into the mobile phone, and that's what the 90% efficiency of this module is providing my mobile phone. And you could charge anything with this, so let's just give another example. Here I've got a vacuum cleaner, plug it in right there, and it was actually on its end of cycle, so it's not going to draw much. So right there you can see it's charging, blinking away. Here's another example. I have one of these LED lights, and it's got a USB-C port on there. I can plug it in right there, and I can start charging. I can get a display right there, and on the unit itself, or the power supply, you can see 0.268, 4.82 watts. Very, very efficient, and it's driving it perfectly. Here's another example. I have a infrared camcorder, and you can see when I first plugged it in, the display went on. Anything that's USB-C you can see right there, and you see the power supply is showing the draw 0.295, 5.28 watts. And here's the final example. There are all these 9 volt batteries out there now in the market, and you see it's charging. This is an excellent way to have this module charge a 9 volt battery using the 5 volt USB-C. And if you have 12 or 24 volts or anything in between, that way you're converting it, and you can charge something that is universal 5 volts USB-C. Here I'm in my lab. I'm doing an experiment. I'm at the 18 volts again. I got the current set to 5 volts. I have a voltmeter on the output of the module right there, and I took the USB and I cut into the wire right there for the experiment so I can get access to the output voltage, and you can see it's 5.2 volts right there with no load. Now I've got a really high load right here. This is going to put a big load on that converter. Let's just put this on right there, and you could see the voltage drops to 5.142, still well within the range you'd need, and that's approximately 23 watts. So you can see that this thing is regulating that 5 volts down really accurately, even under a load. This is actually getting warm. So that's a good thing. That's really a positive thing for this product. So after testing, what do I think about this PlusRoc brand? This waterproof DC 12 to 24 volt to 5 volt step down converter. I love this product. As I mentioned, the fact that it does 5 amps successfully under load is pretty impressive. Totally sealed, simple to use, voltage on the input, and then USB-C on the output. I'm impressed with the simplicity and the quality of it. I'm going to give it a full 5-star rating. I hope this video review helped you with your buying decision. Thank you for watching.